Hello everybody, welcome once again to Techers Lab. My name's Dazz and today I'm going to be taking a look at a newly released Xbox One Series controller that was released in conjunction with the new consoles. I'm super excited to get mine. I know it's been difficult for some people, the releases have been pretty poor, there's not much stock. If you did get one, I hope you're enjoying it. If you haven't got one, I wish you the best of luck getting one before Christmas if that's what you're after. But today I'm going to be taking a look at what features this new controller has to offer and what it does upon improving on the previous generation of the controller. And if you're new to the channel, on this channel we do unboxings, we do reviews, we do summaries, and if that's something that you're interested, then please consider leaving a subscribe and a thumbs up. It'd help me much. But without further ado, let's take a dive in and let's see what this has to offer. Flipping the box over and taking a look inside, we can see on top we do have the shop blue controller itself. We'll take that out and put it to one side. Underneath we've got two Duracell batteries, which is a nice bonus. We'll come back to the fact that there's no built-in battery within this control pad later on. But underneath the packaging you've got some instruction manuals that I don't think anybody ever reads, so we'll put them to one side. And below that we've got a 3-month Game Pass code that we can redeem to dive in and have a look at everything that the Xbox Series X has to offer with Game Pass. Taking a look straight away at the outside, you can see that there's only been a few different subtle changes in the design of the pad. Because let's be honest, why change something that's already great in the first place? But what they have done is added incremental values to the pad that make it better than ever. As you can see from the outside, we've got that shop blue colour throughout the pad. The analog sticks are shop blue along with the lettering in the buttons and the Xbox logo itself. The D-pad's had an overhaul, as you can see, and it's taken from the ever popular Xbox One Elite controller. The feedback from this was so good that Microsoft decided to implement it on the new Xbox Series X controllers. On the back, you can see that it's all white, the bottom's all white, and it gives that customised Xbox Design Lab controller effect that you won't be able to get anymore right now because it's been suspended until the middle of 2021. Probably so they can upgrade all the products and all the designs onto the latest controllers. So if you are after a customised controller, this is probably the best one that you're going to get right now until they release some limited editions. For those of you familiar with the usual Xbox controllers, you'll see that there's a new addition smack bang in the middle of the pad, and that is a share button. And this has been put on there to enable you to instantly share any of your gaming clips to social media. On top of the controller, you can see that the micro USB has been changed over to USB-C now, which is a massive addition. And we've got some rubberized looking texture effects on top of the triggers themselves, but they're not rubber, they're plastic. So taking a look at what's new in version 3 then of Microsoft's controller, we've got the share button in the middle of the pad, we've got shoulder grip, we've got tactile triggers, USB-C and a revamped D-pad. But just listen to this. I absolutely love it. And if we make our way back up to the top of the controller where the triggers are, you can see that rubberized looking effect has been placed on top to prevent your fingers slipping off when you're getting sweaty playing Call of Duty Warzone. The side of the controller also features some texture that we don't have previously, and again enables you to keep hold of that pad and stop it from slipping out of your hand. The bottom of the controller remains unchanged. We still have the headphone jack and we still have the adapter socket to enable to plug in those Microsoft peripherals, preferably that we've still got from previous gen. My only gripe about the controller this year is that I would have liked to have seen a rechargeable battery built in. The PlayStation 5 DualSense controller has one. It makes it a lot easier for when you're docking. And I think at this price point, which is £54.99, again on par with the DualSense 5, that it should have this included. But then again, some people do like batteries. I'm not quite sure why. But that's up to them to have the choice to either use them or buy a battery pack themselves. Again, the only downside is the fact that it doesn't have a rechargeable battery. But if you've liked the review overall and the unboxing, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up. And leave a comment below and let me think what you like of this colour variation. I love it, I love it. And I'd really like it if they brought a console out in this colour as well. But until then, I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra.